Welcome to Lost Media Vault. If you are a curious person who loves history and fame, you are in the right place. Enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe and watch all the videos on the channel.
In the 1930s, commercial airplanes had small cabins, basic seats, and minimal sound insulation, making flights noisy and uncomfortable. Safety features, such as mandatory seat belts and oxygen masks, were limited. Without pressurized cabins, planes flew at lower altitudes. Despite these limitations, airlines offered exclusive services, including meals served on porcelain dishes, adding a touch of luxury to the simplicity of air travel. If you think modern trends are extreme, remember the quirky fashion of the 1940s and 1950s, like the iconic bullet bra. Popularized during these decades, it featured a conical shape that defined the era's silhouette, often paired with fitted sweaters for a dramatic look. This unique undergarment became a symbol of mid-century style and remains a fascinating piece of fashion history. These women are the snipers of the 3rd Shock Army, part of the 1st Belarusian Front during World War II. They played a key role in the Soviet Army, using their skills to target enemy forces during critical battles. Their bravery and precision were vital in the fight against Nazi Germany, contributing to the eventual victory in Eastern Europe. This 1939 photo shows a young Queen Elizabeth in a role we are not used to seeing her in, away from royal duties. During World War II, she worked as a mechanic, contributing to the war effort. She joined the Auxiliary Territorial Service, where she learned to repair military vehicles. This period showed her commitment and service, stepping away from the royal life to help her country. This 1991 photo shows Princess Diana holding the hand of an AIDS patient. At a time when fear and stigma surrounding the virus were high, her gesture of holding his hand without gloves was a powerful statement of compassion and support. It helped change public perceptions of AIDS and those affected by it, highlighting Diana's role in raising awareness and breaking taboos. This photo was taken during an armed conflict in Armenia. The woman is protecting her home in the village of Deg, showing the courage and resilience of civilians during the conflict. This image shows Otto Frank, the father of Anne Frank, returning to visit the attic where they hid from the Nazis. He was the only member of the Frank family to survive the Holocaust. After the war, he dedicated himself to preserving Anne's diary and sharing her story with the world. In 1944, sailors participated in a beard contest. Life at sea could get tough, and this fun competition was a way to pass the time. The photo captures a light-hearted moment during World War II, showing the camaraderie among sailors during challenging times. Strange scene took place in the 1920s at the Alligator Farm in California, Los Angeles. The animals in the photo are not dangerous, as they were trained crocodiles, allowing visitors to walk freely among them. This photo shows Winston Churchill and Charlie Chaplin together for a photo in 1929. The two look quite relaxed, despite their different backgrounds, Churchill as a leader and Chaplin as a comedian. This 1897 photo shows an alligator pulling a young girl. Today, safety regulations would never allow such a dangerous situation. The photo reflects a time when wildlife exhibits were less focused on safety. This 1885 photo shows women from India, Japan, and Syria who graduated as doctors in Philadelphia that year. It highlights a historic moment when women from different countries entered the medical field. During World War I, soldiers prepared for battle by shooting each other into the air. This photo was taken in 1915 in England. showing a unique training method used by soldiers during the war. Here's an unexpected surprise. Sean Connery signs a coconut for a Jamaican child during the filming of Doctor, Number in 1962. This moment captures the light-hearted side of the famous actor while working on the first James Bond film. In 1941, Ruth Lee, a Chinese restaurant receptionist, raised a Chinese flag while sunbathing to avoid being mistaken for Japanese. The photo was taken on a Miami beach during a tense time in World War II. In this 1945 photo, a wounded dog poses with its handler in Japan. The American soldier is holding a good luck flag that he took from a Japanese soldier. This moment reflects the complex and often emotional experiences of soldiers during World War II. This 1865 photo shows drying racks outside a pasta shop. It was taken in Palermo, Italy, during a time when pasta production was an important part of Italian culture and economy. The image offers a glimpse into traditional methods used to prepare pasta before the rise of modern manufacturing techniques. In 1994, the IRA placed this sign to make it clear to British troops what they were fighting against. The photo captures a moment during the conflict in Northern Ireland, a time marked by tensions and violence between the IRA and British forces. The sign represents the political and military struggles of the time. The Young Pioneers were a group of youth in the Soviet government. This 1937 photo shows them wearing gas masks during a drill to prepare for an attack. The Young Pioneers were trained to support Soviet policies, and such exercises were part of their military and civil defense training. This image shows nurses and officers who were part of a fundraising campaign by the Red Cross in Birmingham, Alabama, in 1918. The campaign aimed to raise money for military and civilian support during World War I. These women played a key role in helping provide medical care and resources during the war. This 1903 photo shows the interior of the Pittsburgh Plate Glass Company in Tarentum, Pennsylvania. It captures an earlier method of making glass, which was much different from the modern production process. At that time, glass production was more manual and labor-intensive compared to today's automated techniques. This is the White House pool from 1946. Since then, it has been converted into the briefing room, where press conferences and official announcements are now held. This 1945 photo shows the side of the HMS Sussex with the clear imprint of a kamikaze plane. During World War II, kamikaze attacks were a tactic used by Japanese pilots who deliberately crashed their planes into enemy ships. The photo captures the aftermath of one such attack. This aerial photo of Boston, taken in October 1860, is the oldest known aerial photograph. It offers a rare glimpse of the city from the sky at a time when photography was still in its early stages. This 1977 photo shows George Willig climbing the outside of the South Tower of the World Trade Center. His daring climb took 3.5 hours to complete. Afterward, he was arrested and fined $1.10 for the stunt. Willig became famous for his bold, unsanctioned act of climbing one of New York's tallest buildings. This significant pile of 105mm shells resulted from an Allied bombing during World War I. All of the shells were fired in a single day at German lines in 1916. The photo captures the scale of artillery used during the intense fighting on the Western Front. This photo shows New Yorkers stopping to watch the finale of Seinfeld in Times Square. Even in the busy city, some moments, like the end of this popular TV show in 1998, made people pause and enjoy together. This eerie image from 1941 shows a British infantry soldier holding a long World War I-style bayonet attached to his rifle. During World War II, some soldiers still used bayonets from the previous conflict. The photo captures the intensity and preparedness of soldiers during the early years of the war. In 1937, a woman secretly photographed the U.S. Supreme Court in session using a hidden camera. Cameras were banned, making this one of only 2 known images of the court at work from that time. This photo, taken on May 7, 1945, shows a crowd celebrating Germany's surrender, marking the end of World War II in Europe. It was a moment of relief and joy after years of conflict. This rare photo is from inside John F. Kennedy's funeral in November 1963. While many images exist from the day of his assassination, this moment captures the solemn atmosphere as the nation mourned its president. This photo shows the first Gay Pride rally, held in Philadelphia in 1972. It marked a pivotal moment for LGBTQ1 rights, bringing people together to advocate for equality and acceptance. This photo from 1979 shows Iranian women marching in Tehran to protest the mandatory hijab law introduced after the Islamic Revolution. The march became a significant moment in the fight for women's rights in Iran. In 1941, Soviet soldier Eugen Stepanovich Kobytev took the photo on the left the day he left for war. The photo on the right was taken in 1945 after the war ended. The 4-year gap shows the profound impact of the war on his appearance and spirit. This photo, taken around 1917, shows a Red Cross nurse writing down the last words of a mortally wounded soldier. It captures the somber moments during World War I, highlighting the nurse's role in caring for soldiers. Among historic photos, we have the Night Witches, a group of fearless Russian female pilots who bombed Nazi targets at night in 1941. They became legendary for their bravery and stealth tactics during World War II. This photo shows a young Sir David Attenborough from the late 1950s. At the time, he was beginning his career in television, later becoming famous for his work in nature documentaries and environmental conservation. In the 1830s, Frenchman Hippolyte Bayard, 1801 to 1887, and Louis Daguerre, 1787 to 1851, were in a fierce competition to be recognized as the father of photography during the race to improve the photographic process. In 1936, Dorothea Lange captured the iconic migrant mother photo in Nipomo, California, during the Great Depression. It shows Florence Owens Thompson, a symbol of resilience in tough times. In 1989, in Tiananmen Square, Beijing, a lone man defied tanks during pro-democracy protests. Called Tank Man, he became a global symbol of courage and freedom. In Kenya's Amboseli National Park, Nick Brandt photographed an elephant in a dust cloud. Amboseli, near Mount Kilimanjaro, is famous for its stunning elephants and wildlife views. In 1943, during the Warsaw Ghetto's destruction, the photo, "The Boy from Warsaw," captured the tragedy of the Holocaust. The image shows a Jewish child forced to surrender. Today, Warsaw's Uprising Museum honors Polish resistance and shares powerful stories through interactive exhibits. In Florida, a dancer argued in court that her underwear wasn't small enough to justify an arrest for indecent exposure. The unusual case caught public attention for its surprising defense. In 1967, Catherine Switzer became the first woman to officially run the Boston Marathon. Despite attempts by race organizers to stop her, she finished the race, breaking barriers for women in sports. Her achievement helped pave the way for greater female participation in marathons and other athletic events.
Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, comment below on the best part of the video or any suggestions. Subscribe to help the channel. Also leave your like. This helps us a lot. See more videos in the cards.